Can you let me know you're here?
A fall from grace and an infamous murder await the Most Haunted team as we travel to Gloucestershire.
Hello, I'm Yvette Fielding, and this week I've brought my team to a place of death, torture and execution. Welcome to Most Haunted and to Berkeley Castle.
Constructed in 1154 AD, Berkeley Castle's aim was to defend the Severn Estuary and the Welsh border. However, there's been a manor at Berkeley since at least the late Anglo-Saxon times. The castle's design is unusual in that stone keep encompasses the base of the medieval moat, rather than adorning the summit as most keeps did during the Middle Ages. The crowning glory of the castle is the Great Hall, which stretches some 62 feet in length and 32 feet wide.
The Great Hall is the largest room in the house and boasts a plethora of activity. A mysterious ghostly figure has been seen climbing the stairs to the mezzanine level. A jester met an untimely end here after falling from the upper platform. Since his death, strange things have happened. The piano seems to play on its own, whispers can be heard, and the sounds of dancing feet have been witnessed. The ghost of the 4th Baron of Berkeley has allegedly been seen following people. This alarming apparition is said to be dripping with water, which isn't so strange as he drowned.
It is no surprise that there are countless ghost stories associated with the castle, as it is one of the oldest castles in England that has been continuously owned and occupied by the same family. As the Berkeleys moved through history, so did their home. Although the name was constant, the castle's uses and to degrees its design moved with the times.
At one time, this was a chapel, but was converted to a mourning room in the 19th century by an earl with a distaste for religion. But one religious figure refuses to leave. A cowled man has been seen by visitors moving through the door to the old vestments room. It is thought by some that he will remain until this room has been returned to a chapel.
Religion and royalty have walked hand in hand through Berkeley's history, and on occasion, hand in glove. But it is the castle's connection with the deposed King Edward II for which it is most renowned.
This area is most famously associated with the capture, imprisonment and eventual murder of King Edward II. His brutal treatment and death may be the sole reason he's seen wandering this place with stark regularity. There is also a gruesome reminder to just how cheap life was in years gone by. In the corner is a circular dungeon, 28 feet deep. Many captives were thrown down there, along with the castle's waste, where they were left to die in abject pain. Bearing this in mind, there's no wonder that their tortured souls are said to roam this place, trying to escape their painful and degrading demise. So fearful is their visage that some refuse to enter.
With the legend of Edward II informing many of the ghost stories associated with the castle, what more can historian Leslie Smith tell us regarding the fate of this unfortunate king?
The most exciting event here, it depends really on what your taste is, was the imprisonment and death of Edward II, the 14th century king who caused much scandal, for his beloved were men, something his wife felt was a bit of a problem. And so much plotting and planning resulted in Edward II losing all and being brought here and locked up. There's lots of speculation about whether he escaped and fled across to Italy. Others say to other places too. But in fact, most chronicles seem to agree that Edward II was imprisoned here and was murdered. It's a great castle in a beautiful part of England with an extraordinary history, and it's vast. There's a lot to go for.
This ghastly tale cannot dim the impressive character of Berkeley Castle, a character enhanced by its extensive history. Personally, I can't wait to explore this great fortress. But what is parapsychologist Dr. Kieran O'Keefe looking forward to on tonight's investigation?
Well, Kieran, here we are in what I can honestly say has to be my most favourite location ever. I absolutely adore it here. It's got something special about it. The building is absolutely beautiful. And not only that, there's so much fabulous history. I mean, there's a room where Edward II allegedly was killed.
I know. It is absolutely fantastic. I think for you, you're excited about the look of it. For me, I'm as excited, but for a very different reason. This essentially is a veritable encyclopedia of haunting experiences. We've got every type of apparition reported. We've got your typical white lady apparition, we've got cloaked figures, we've got figures that are associated with the history of the place. I'm fascinated by all of those.
What about the room where King Edward II is supposed to have been murdered? What do you think about the possibility of his ghost reported being seen around this area?
Well, I think there's a definite possibility. I'm very much taking my cue from the history research, but I think there's no doubt that Edward II would have been here. Whether he actually died in that particular room is another question. Given that you've got phenomena associated with Edward, it's very important that later on, should we do a Ouija board or a seance, that there's particular information that no other member of the crew would know, that we can ask questions and establish that we're definitely dealing with Edward.
So, Kieran, what do you think the crew are going to experience tonight?
I think the main thing is going to be corner-of-the-eye phenomena. And also we've got a location that is reputedly haunted with lots of different apparitions from Tudor times, Civil War, medieval, you name it. So I'm hoping somebody sees something. I hope we capture it on film.
With that hope in mind, both Kieran and I join medium Chris Conway. We're interested to see what Chris picks up on this initial exploration of the castle as we begin the lit walk around in the Great Hall.
What I'm picking up in here, this is quite a character. He wants people to laugh at him, OK? But he's tragic as well.
In what way is it tragic?
I feel he died in this room.
How?
OK?
Are you sensing how he died?
Yeah. I'm sensing it over in this area.
Let's walk towards
and